Krishna. So today we are going to see the nakshatra Hastha. Hastha is the 13th nakshatra of the 27. So the 27 nakshatras are Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika, Rohini, Mrigashira, Ardra, Punarvasu, Pushya, Ashlesha, Makha, Pubba, Uttara, Hasta, Chitta, Swati, Vishakha, Anuradha, Jyeshtha, Moola, Purashada, Uttarashada, Shravana, Dhanishta, Shatabhishak, Pura Bhadra and Uttara Bhadra. So these being the 27 nakshatras, of these, the 13th one is called Hastha. Hastha is symbolized by the hand. So we know that the hand is connected with astrology in different ways. For example, palmistry is a big component of astrology which comes from Uttara Falguni, Purva Falguni and Hastha nakshatras. So the entire palmistry comes from these three nakshatras, which in turn give their planets, that is Purva Falguni Venus, Uttara Falguni Sun and then Hastha, which is the moon. So sun, moon and Venus are the karakas of palmistry. We know that sun, moon and Venus have their own navamsha planets along with them. So when we take sun, we have just two more planets with the sun, two more planets with Venus and two more planets with the moon. So that says that we have all the planets in palmistry, keeping the Jupiter here, Saturn, and this is the sun, Mercury, and this is Venus, and above this comes Mars, the middle Mars, and this is also called Mars. No, this part is the moon, and this is Mars, and this is Mars. So this is about palmistry. So how did all of this come? First of all, it comes from the ring finger, which is ruled by the sun, and this full thumb, which is ruled by the Venus, and this area by moon. So if we don't have these three areas, actually most things of life are almost impossible. So we know that this triangle of our hand is the most important, and the other planets come only through Navamsha association. In this way, palmistry is very closely associated with Hastha nakshatra. Hastha nakshatra is the nakshatra of our hand, our palm, and the things that we use to work, to do things, etc. Hastha is also the nakshatra of the moon. So moon here gives a lot of influence, and again Hastha's Adhidevata is the sun. So sun and moon, the luminaries of our world, which give us light, which give us energy, which give us work, which make us do things. The sun, which makes us do work, and the moon, which makes us relax, are both the karakattvas for this nakshatra, Hastha. And one more thing about Hastha is that this is ruled by the sun god. So people in Hastha nakshatra, if they do Aditya Hridayam and pray to the nakshatra Adhipa, the moon, and to Hastha nakshatra, they will gain, people will gain faith in them. Generally, Hastha nakshatra people want others to have faith on them. So if you want this to happen with others, to have faith in you, then do Aditya Hridayam daily. Then the sun will be happy and people will place their faith in you. So this is one thing about Hastha nakshatra. And now let's see the qualities of a person born in Hastha. Hastha people are generally very adept in work which is related to the hands. They are good typists, they are good people who do computer work, typing, and they are people who can do architecture, Shilpakala, or they can also draw very well, and they can do all things which are related to hands generally. So that is a very great thing about Hastha nakshatra people. Generally, Hastha nakshatra people are good at thieving also sometimes. That's their negative point, but they are very good robbers. So ethical robbing can also be one of their professions, and also they type. They can do typist work. They can read palm. They can do palmistry, which is automatically connected to astrology. A person who is in palmistry, without knowing astrology, nobody can get into palmistry, because that will become a pot mix, because palmistry is based on the principles of astrology and nothing else. So this is the power of Hastha. There is a special power that Hastha has, and that power is that they want others to place faith in them, and this power makes a person get what they want. So it's just like a kalpa vriksha or something like that. So that's about Hastha nakshatra. So Hastha, Chitta and Swati. So Hastha and Swati are the female buffalo and the male buffalo according to astrology. So that's why incompatibly Hastha and Swati are extremely matching together and they are extremely good to each other. Also, this particular nakshatra has good influence of moon and Mercury in it. And this has a Shakti called Hastha Sthapaniya Agama Shakti. So whatever agamas or desires or karmas we have in our mind, Hastha Sthapaniya, that means this nakshatra brings those things to our hand and places it in our world. Hastha nakshatra is a 13th nakshatra. This nakshatra is related to robbery, etc. because of moon and Mercury, but they are very intelligent people too. Because a person having moon in Hastha makes a person a robber, but a good-hearted person, but a robber. So they can be ethical robbers, or if they want, they can also be unethical robbers that we have. So Hastha people can be hacking people too. So because they are good typists and they can be robbers too. So sometimes they get into hacking, etc. That's the problem with them, but that's what happens to them. The planet that rules this is the moon. The symbol is the hand, Hastha, and this is correlated with our palm in the Kala Purusha. So Hastha nakshatra has a lot to do with what we feel as our hand. Our hand can tell us our future, and this is associated with our birth. And this is a mysterious thing that we can never judge out. That is our hand. Our hand is a very important thing. It gives us our future. It makes us do things, and it is very soft than almost more than any other body part. And also sometimes when it's hard, we know that our body needs relaxation. If it's soft, we know that our body has to do a little more work. Like this, our hand can help us in millions of ways. Our hand is one of the main body parts of our body because it is the hand which makes us do work. Karma, which means that karma, that's how it's come, the word karma. That means the thing which is done with the hand is called karma, because most of the things we do, all the things in our life are generally associated with karma. Most physical karmas that we do in our life is associated with the hand. So, also the sun and the moon, the main people of karma in this whole universe, including Mercury, that is intelligence. So sun, all the physical attributes, moon, the mental attributes, and Mercury, the intelligence. So these three things when added together gives us the word karma or work. So Hastha nakshatra people are adept at doing their work. They are good people, and that's why these three planets must be worshipped if this Hastha person is going Hafizan. So to worship the moon, we know that there's a shloka of Dadishanka Tusharambha, and that can be chanted. To worship the sun, Om Bhur Bhuvaswaha is there in the Rig Veda. And to worship the Hastha nakshatra, there are many rites that are supposed to be done, and in that way the sun god must be worshipped. All of those things are there, but Hastha nakshatra is the nakshatra which is to be worshipped because it has lots of different kinds of attributes which can be harnessed through it. In Muhurta uses, Hastha nakshatra is a Kshipra nakshatra and a Laghu nakshatra. So in Muhurta uses, you can do all things that are very pleasing, relaxing and creative. So Hastha nakshatra, so we can ourselves know what can be creative, pleasing and relaxing for our body, for our mind, for our soul, and also Sthapatya Kala, 64 kalas, and also healing, etc. can be learnt under this nakshatra. And also this nakshatra fosters palmistry or astrology. If a person wants to learn astrology or palmistry, coming into this nakshatra is like heaven. So Savitri, Bhagavan, or the sun god, it's not only the sun god that we see up there. It is a sun god, a mental sun god that is perceived through the mind. So it is the sun god that we think of after offering a red lotus and chanting Aditya Hridayam. Instead of seeing the virtual, the physical sun that we see, Savitri represents the the spiritual sun inside us, the inner sun. So when we worship Hastha nakshatra, it's very important to worship Hastha, the sun god, and the moon god, because then the light of astrology comes out. Because astrology is not the science of the stars or the constellations or the planets. It is the science of light. It gives out light, and it gives us guidance. It gives us thought, etc. So Hastha nakshatra easily shows all of these things, and therefore astrology can be learnt under this nakshatra too. Intelligent and important things which can be done with our hands is also ruled by the Hastha nakshatra. Hastha nakshatra is also the palm and this part of the hand from the wrist. So this symbolizes Hastha nakshatra. So also this is called so the sun is called the golden handed one, or one whose hands are innumerable, one whose hands are his rays, etc. Meanings have been given for Hastha for Hastapati or the sun. So also career interest of Hastha nakshatra people is very important, because sometimes people get annoyed when they are not able to choose a right career for themselves. They can be craftsmen, artists and painters. Real, these arts which can be used with the hand are very, very good for these people, because they can do lots of help to people with their hands, and they can choose their profession, anything related to hands. Of course, there are many things: scholars, teachers, comedians, performers, and writers of different kinds of stories. They can be writers of fairy tales, which is best thing for them, and hospital and volunteer work, public relations, again because hand is an important thing. We never close our hands and do not show our hands outside. Even if we wear a glove, the 5 fingers of our hands is clearly known. So we never close our hands and walk anywhere. Our hands are always open to society. Therefore Hastha nakshatra is a very social nakshatra. Advisors, ministers, counselors and psychotherapists are also born under this nakshatra sometimes. Astrologers, palm readers or palmistry people, they see your palm, they read your palm and tell you things out of your palm. That's one of the easiest arts, because astrology needs a lot of time, birth, details, etc. But there are many ways you don't need the details too. But palmistry, just by the knowledge of the palm, one can say everything out of the palm. So these people in Hastha nakshatra are pickpocketers, and they can be robbers, they do hacking, because they are typists. They can be good typists, they can type very fast, etc. And there can be clerks, bankers. Of course, clerks and bankers are sometimes thieves. But mostly accountants, typists, cleaners, housekeepers, etc. people are these Hastha nakshatra people. Hastha nakshatra people are good at things, hard work or soft work with the hand. So soft work can be with the hand. We can do millions of things that are soft and million things which are hard. But Hastha nakshatra is very adept in a few things. So in modern time, we can say that typists, etc. are very good in Hastha nakshatra. Barbers, hairdressers and stylists for actors, actresses or whatever, or a beauty place where they do different things for the skin, for our hair, etc. These people are also born in Hastha, or might be they can do this work because they are born in Hastha nakshatra. Sculptors, masons, etc. and amusement parks, salespersons in all fields. They are sometimes forgers and thieves, because Hastha nakshatra people can copy others' writing easily and very well. They are good at writing, they are good at reading, and mostly writing, because they do a lot of things with their hands, and they can do anything more than anybody else. They can do forgery in the extreme level that most people can't do. They can be forgery people anyway. They can copy A to Z people's handwriting. They can copy all the 8 billion people's handwriting if Hastha nakshatra is really powerful. And also some controversial people are born in this nakshatra who create friction in society sometimes. If Mercury is in this nakshatra, it is kind of his exaltation, because he'll be in Virgo in this nakshatra. And Hastha nakshatra, moon and Mercury in the same nakshatra makes a person really, really controversial and intelligent, powerful in society, etc. So Hastha nakshatra is like this. They are like this, and they generally, Hastha nakshatra is a fortunate nakshatra. It is represented by the female buffalo. So female buffalo is the animal of Hastha nakshatra. And now let's see the Pada's qualities of this nakshatra. The Pada 1 goes to Aries Navamsha, that is from 10 degrees to 13 degrees 20 minutes Virgo. This quarter is ruled by Mars because it goes to Aries Navamsha. It is characterized by abundance of energy, and we know Mars qualities are energy, military, etc. They can especially handle the most physical parts of the military because it's Hastha nakshatra again. And again, this has to be on a well placed Mars. If Mars is well placed, then this again reserves lots of importance. These people can be good physical military people. That means there are many parts in military. We know that people in military can also do a lot of work in hacking. They can do in soft military work, for example like computer, or they can be pilots, they can be tank, they can be walking infantry, soldiers on the horse, soldiers on camel, soldiers on elephants, they can be anything. But these people in Hastha are more physical in military if they are born in Pada 1 and Mars is exalted, for example, in Aries or in Capricorn, or it's in Scorpio. In Scorpio, they might be underdealing military people. Pada 2, Taurus Navamsha, 13 degrees 20 minutes to 16 degrees 40 minutes Virgo. This quarter is ruled by Venus. So these people are materially very strong, again depending on the position of Venus. So they like to decorate themselves very nicely and generally are fond of applying these mehendi on their hands. In India, there are many people on the roadside, etc., who apply mehendi, and even now in salons, etc., they apply mehendi on the hand. These people are also adept in that. They might be born Hastha, or if you are in Hastha nakshatra, can do all of these things. That too, if it's Pada 2, it goes to Taurus Navamsha. If your Venus is exalted, these people are really wealthy because Venus is exalted, or might be if it is having Nitya Bhanga, that means in Virgo, but Mercury is aspecting it from Pisces or anything like that. This is about this nakshatra because these people are important people if Taurus Navamsha it is, or if it's the Pada 2 and Venus is in a good position. If it's Pada 3, then it goes to Gemini Navamsha, which is again very strong because of Mercury. These people are very intelligent, clever, extraordinary sense of perception because again Gemini is the same house of Virgo. It is just a swakshetra for Mercury, but Mercury only rules it. And since Mercury and Moon thing comes within this, they are really, really intelligent, clever and wonderful people related to their intelligence. They are traders, they can trade really well, they can bring out relations between people, etc. They are very dexterous in all things that they do. They are extremely intelligent people because if you're born Pada 3. Pada 4 comes to Cancer, Cancer Navamsha, 20 degrees to 23 degrees 20 minutes Virgo, if the moon is in this one. This quarter is ruled by the moon. So, if moon is in this 4th, it will come to Cancer in the Navamsha. So, these people will have a good progeny if Jupiter is well placed because Cancer has lots of relation with Jupiter since Jupiter is exalted in this Rashi. And also, this particular nakshatra is very good since if it's a Pada 4, then Moon's placement should be good. Moon placement again should be in Virgo. So again we have to see Mercury's placement for that. But generally Pada 4 people are very good at things because Moon is in a friendly place in Virgo. So again when Moon is in Virgo, it is Nichabhilashi but still even though it's Nichabhilashi, it's in a friendly place. So again, we would say that these people are very Deva or godly people. So now you've seen Pada 1, Pada 2, Pada 3 and Pada 4. So many favorable activities like art and craft, laughter inducing activities. Hastha people are generally good comedians. Pottery, jewelry designing, or they're people who make bands or things like that, people who stitching, etc. This attracts Hastha people a lot. And also learning different kinds of languages and writing of languages, etc. Different languages, learning new languages and writing new languages, or writing a lot, starting to write a book, etc. can also be done in Hastha nakshatra. Magic, skills of hands, for example jugglery, there are few important jugglers in this world. Might be they are born in Hastha nakshatra, or Hastha has an important influence on them, because if any good planet placed well comes within Hastha nakshatra, the attributes of hands and skills in jugglery, etc. come to them. So even if you're not in that profession, you can get inside that and you're going to make a real good life out of it. So all nighttime acts can also be planned in this particular nakshatra. So therefore we have seen Hastha nakshatra from the quality point of view, from the profession, etc. So we see that Hastha nakshatra is a Deva nakshatra. Again, these people have a lot of godly tendencies and they know what is light. They can perceive light in a very nice way. Hastha people are they are sometimes very sensitive, because moon and Mercury influence makes a person really sensitive and moreover fickle-minded. So these people are fickle-minded, so control your thing of just don't be too much fickle-minded, starting a thing, jumping to another, because again this is a very light nakshatra. It doesn't have any weight on what you do. Hastha floats, like these people's minds float, but they are very intelligent, though they can't focus their mind on any one item. So, if you're Hastha nakshatra, please try to make yourself sticking to one thing and doing one thing, because then you're going to float away to something else. You're going to be carried away by the waters of fate. Also, we can see that a critical, impatient nature occurs in Hastha nakshatra, because they are good at a few things and they are critical when others come up in that area. So, they are impatient because again this nakshatra is a Laghu, a light nakshatra. It can't stay in a place, and by moon and Mercury influence they just run like anything towards something. So a problem happens with Virgo. The only problem with Virgo, because Virgo Rashi people are generally vulnerable to health problems, etc. So if you're Virgo ascendant or Virgo Rashi or moon is in Virgo, whatever it is, a suggestion to Virgo people would be that please reduce your eating habits. For example, stop eating junk food, burgers, pizzas, biscuits, chocolates, ice creams. Try making things at home. That's very important for Virgo people, because if your moon is in Virgo, that means it's in Hastha. Then of course these people are going to get some problems with their hands, or related to hand body parts, or the head, or might be the heart of those people, because sun is involved. Again, the moon also gives a lot of influence, because the moon also gives the lymphatic system of our body, and again Virgo Rashi gives the stomach. So again Virgo people have, if they have lots of problems with different things. Again, the planets which are in connection with this Virgo Rashi, or the moon or the sun which is present in the Virgo Rashi, again makes another influence on their health. So this is very important. All your body parts have a likelihood of getting afflicted a lot. So try reducing all dangerous eating habits that are there. And these people, Hastha nakshatra, moksha is the main thing for them. So they use Hastha to do moksha. For example, dancing, music, literature, sculpture, these things are very important for moksha. They inculcate bhakti in people, because when we see beautiful sculptures of the Lord, automatically bhakti comes in us. When we sing or dance to the Lord, automatically bhakti just comes within us. When we write for the Lord, when we write literature, when we like literature which is pleasing and which brings out devotion for the Lord, automatically bhakti comes and therefore moksha comes, because karma, jnana, etc. are just before steps of bhakti. Bhakti is the highest step. Bhakti is the step below moksha. That's it. And this bhakti is sometimes considered higher than moksha too, because moksha is just spiritual liberation and bhakti is spiritual love to the Supreme Lord. Therefore, we can see that these people are really inculcating bhakti within themselves, since deva, moksha, hand, etc. qualities, sun and moon are coming in. Animal symbol is the female buffalo, and Swati is the male buffalo, so they are very compatible. Horse nakshatras are not compatible, nor even the tiger nakshatras, nor even any non-vegetarian nakshatra. For these people, they Hastha people, if you are vegetarian, then most qualities of Hastha will come out in you. Unlikely, if you are non-vegetarian, less than 50% of these qualities, good qualities of Hastha will come into you, and the bad qualities will increase for non-vegetarian people. It's not some prejudice that I'm showing out, it's the truth. Because non-vegetarian is bad, because Rahu and the moon. Imagine the relation between Rahu and moon. Rahu is non-vegetarian, moon is in Hastha. If Rahu comes, mostly Hastha people do not like non-vegetarian food, but if you are by mistake eating non-vegetarian food, please reduce and stop it. Again, Savitar or Savitra is the god, sun god. So sun and moon influence this nakshatra. If Rahu or non-vegetarian comes within this, it again creates a problem of these people. So Deva, Moksha, female buffalo, that comes within this. So Hastha people, again in compatibility when we come, do not match Hastha with horse. Match it, this can match well with Uttara Phalguni, Uttara Bhadrapada, elephant, that is Bharani and Revati, and sheep, that is Kritika and Pushya, can also be matched with this nakshatra, because buffaloes have a very good tendency towards or feelings towards these three animals, elephant, cow and sheep. So all the masculine and feminine of elephant, cow and sheep can be compatible to this. But the best one is Swati. And people and married couples who have Hastha and Swati are extremely good to each other in nature, since this balances the Yoni Kuta. So for Yoni Kuta, we have seen that Hastha is extremely compatible to Swati, and the direction of this nakshatra is south. So the sounds of this nakshatra are Pu, Sha, Ra and Ta. So since Hastha nakshatra people can be fickle-minded, there are a few pariharas for them. That is, to control your mind. Generally, Hastha nakshatra is a fortunate nakshatra, so there is not much trouble with them except for the moon and Mercury combination in this nakshatra, and their other tendencies of being really sometimes critical, etc. But they don't get angry that fast. They are not short-tempered people generally. So Hastha on the ascendant makes a person likable, sociable, entertaining, attractive, sensitive, artistic, respected, eloquent in speech, for the reason because it's Virgo. These people are generally good as very educated, because ascendant in Virgo, all the other planetary conjunctions are not that fructified when ascendant is itself in Virgo, and these people become so educated that they become like damn towards education, because ascendant in Virgo makes a person very nicely educated. However, the other planetary conjunctions are fond of travel, but they have a thievish mind. Of course, Hastha nakshatra makes a problem like this. Humanitarian, serves the public. Moon in Hastha, creative, industrial in work, practical people. Sweet smile, attractive, of course, Moon and Mercury. Moon is the father of Mercury, and Mercury is called Rupena Pratimam Budham, which means that they are very so Mercury is very nice in his form. He is the prince of the planetary place. So also they are they get wealth late in life. In the beginning of life, you might not be that wealthy, but in later point of your life, wealth starts falling in. Again, this depends on the chart. So they make quick friendships because of Jai Shri Krishna. Now we shall see Sun in Hastha qualities, because Sun in Hastha is generally characterized by people who are very good in their speech and people who are also good when they come to authority, because again Sun is in a friendly place, that is with Mercury. So also they have excellent memory and analytical ability, interest in astrology and the occult, gifts in music, dance and drama. So we can also see many people are born in this nakshatra. Sun in Hastha, Moon in Hastha and Ascendant in Hastha have been explained. So therefore we have seen the characteristics of a person born in Hastha nakshatra. So please do whatever is necessary for this nakshatra, because that will make the power of this nakshatra come out. That is the Hastha Sthapaniya Agama Shakti. All of these Shaktis can be brought out in you. So try all of these things and your life will tend to be more successful. So thank you. Jai Shri Krishna.